Great, mate. Next time you're on Chatty Faces, you'll be married.
Oh my god.
Woo-hoo!
Hello, this is my final non-waifu Chatty. Yay.
I'm going to give you a bro fist thing.
I'm very
marriage
excited.
Next time. Yes.
Very excited. Hooray for marriage.
Hells yeah, hooray for marriage.
Matrimony.
Anyway, what
Hello.
upcoming game are you terrified might disappoint?
It's Pokemon. I'm a wee bit scared about Pokemon because I love Pokemon and I've loved Pokemon ever since I could barely walk. And the thing is, the new Pokemon, obviously we had Pokemon Let's Go. I love everything me, so of course I loved Pokemon Let's Go, but they did change quite a bit. And sometimes not for the better. But they say obviously like Pokemon battles and that are coming back for Sword and Shield, but they're keeping a lot of the stuff that Let's Go did as well. Basically, I think maybe I just don't know enough about it to not be scared. So my default emotion at the minute is fear because they've spent more time showing us flipping teapot Pokemon, giant Pokemon.
One of them's a cake.
Cake Pokemon, and I'm just like, hello. How can we see some actual gameplay? Can we see just an example of how this is gonna work? No, you want more giant pokes. Here, have a giant poke. Did you know the giant Pokemon can get even more giant while they're already giant? So
Gigamaxing.
Dynamaxing and Gigamaxing people. Oh, and curries. Do you like curries? Hey, big staple of the UK, right? Curries.
There's a curry
I'm
Pokemon.
game for that.
Yeah, there's curries in Pokemon, so you cook lots of different curries. Gameplay? Nah. Here, have some curry. Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I want to see more Pokemon evolutions for the starters because I think the starters are quite weak. Oh, I'm just saying it. They're quite weak looking. Sobble can have all of my heart, but if it turns into a big ugly thing, then it will not have my heart. But we'll see what happens with that. Pokemon, please be good. Sword Doggo will make everything better, though, of course. Yes.
I'm filled with existential dread and fear all the time, so quantifying what is and isn't genuinely terrifying to me is a little bit tricky. Not dicky. As you say, the fear has already engulfed me and I'm flipping everything right now, but no, it's Jedi Fallen Order. And that's a shame because I think Respawn are one of the most exciting studios working in the industry at the moment. Titanfall 2 is just the most amazing first-person shooter that people really, really need to go back to. It's such a great game, and the Star Wars games LucasArts developed in the early 2000s are a big part of my childhood. I absolutely adored Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, Republic Commando, Star Wars Battlefront 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2, all those old games, and they were fantastic, and especially the Jedi Knight series. Outcast has just been remastered. I'm yet to go back and play it, but every time I go home, I usually play through that game again because Kyle Katarn is the best, and I love that series and its approach to lightsaber combat. It's fantastic. Now, Jedi Fallen Order is already leading into comparisons with those series because, it has Star Wars Jedi, then the colon, then Fallen Order, just like, it was Star Wars Jedi Knight, colon, then the whatever, Outcast or Academy or whatever. So far, I'm kind of optimistic. I'm looking forward to a great many aspects about this game. I think the decision to get Gotham Man, who played the Joker, I think that's pretty cool. I think there's definitely scope to cross over with different things there. I think the presentation is top notch. It looks fantastic. I'm always here for a cute Star Wars droid as well. I mean, every single year, if it's not BB-8, the ball with the head, and it's the weird hair dryer they've just busted out for Rise of Skywalker, and now we have this cute little droidy boy who just sits on your shoulder and is just there like, and I like that. I love that. I'm here for a good droid. What I'm not here for, though, is what the lightsaber combat looks like so far. Now, I'm a big kind of sucker for immersion. I love it when a game empowers you to feel like if you're playing as Wolverine in a game, you should be able to use your claw to slice people apart. That's just the gritty nature of that thing. Likewise, if I'm playing a Star Wars game and there's a lightsaber, I want to be chopping dudes to pieces like those old Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight games did in the early 2000s. And the way they've done it here is like it's a half-hearted approach to it. Like they really lean on the idea of Cal cleaving people in half with his lightsaber, but they're all still together. The bottom half and the top half are still like glued at the middle. Disney. And it's a shame because I'm really thinking that there are definitely going to be things about, and that's not going to ruin the game for me. It's still going to be enjoyable. But I do think that maybe there are certain signs where I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. The fact that it's going to be between episodes 3 and 4 again. We've seen that time period explored so much in the recent Star Wars expanded canon. I would have preferably had something in between 4 and 5, like the Marvel comics are done, or between 6 and 7, like we're seeing with The Mandalorian. But yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a little bit nervous, but hopefully it all comes together in a nice little package.
The thing that I'm terrified about is Cyberpunk 2077, and it's because I just want it to be amazing. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever really recovered from when they said it wasn't going to be third person, because it's not what I want. I don't want another first person Cyberpunk-y game. I don't want a Deus Ex type thing, purely subjective, full on spoil 1% brat mentality. But I don't want it, and I've got to like force myself to be like, oh well, I guess it's still kind of cool, and I guess I can still augment stuff. But then all the stuff that they keep talking about, where it's like, oh, you don't really see your character, and like, oh, even in the cutscenes they've changed it so you don't really see your character anymore. And I'm like, well, part of the love of that fiction is modding yourself and all the different augments and all the different abilities, and like, you know, everything from like the way the combat works to getting laser guns and whatever the hell it is. I want to see all of it. I don't want to be restricted to a first person point of view. And so like that's one thing for it. And the other thing is that I just don't know. Whenever I've watched the gameplay breakdowns, whenever they've said like, oh, it's everything that you get to do in that game, none of it's been new. None of it's been like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what that's like. I kind of know what that game's going to be like, and I didn't want that. And it's just like, again, full 1% mentality, but I just want them to have one new idea, just one new thing where you go, oh my God, that's never been done. And like, that's what makes me worry. I think it might end up being the biggest, most lavish Cyberpunk thing ever, but it doesn't do anything new. And I think that's might certainly be really disappointing to me.
I was excited for that game.
Not anymore.
Oh, right, well, I think I might be the only person who is very excited for Lord of the Rings Gollum. Lord
of the Rings Gollum?
I'm really
Is that
excited.
even real?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings Gollum's coming out. And when I heard about this, I was like, wow, that's a really nifty idea, because it's basically going to look at Smeagol and Gollum from the years where he gets the ring, the precious, and before he meets Bilbo. So it's his whole like downfall from Smeagol to Gollum, which I think is a really interesting concept. Maybe not as a game, but as something to explore. It'd be really good. So thinking, okay, well, how can they gamify this? They talk about the two different voices in his head and making decisions that are based on the good or the bad, whether you're Smeagol-y or whether you're Gollum-y. I think it's a cool idea. But basically, I was looking into it a bit more recently because I was like, I wonder when Gollum's coming out. I'm very excited for the Lord of the Rings Gollum. And was looking it up. And basically, the studio, the developers, Daedalic, I think it's called,
Sure.
they have the rights to only the novel stuff. Like they're working with Middle-earth Productions rather than Warner Brothers, who have all the rights to cinematic stuff. So the one thing that would make this game fantastic is obviously Andy Serkis's Gollum, like that whole character creation and the way that he's personified him and all that sort of thing. And it's not going to be in the game because they don't have the rights to him, basically. And there's this whole like worrying part that if they veer too close to the films, then Warner Brothers could come in with a massive copyright. So they're going to have to do something very different to what you'd expect from a Lord of the Rings Gollum game. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And all of these good ideas that they've had kind of just like dissipate. Seems they're not going to be able to be channeled into an actual Gollum-y good vessel. But yeah, so yeah, I was very excited for the Lord of the Rings Gollum, but now I feel like it's falling apart at the seams, mate. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
Did you play the Aragorn game on PS2?
Which one was that one?
The one that no one remembers because it didn't have any of the licenses.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I was thinking Shadow of Mordor then. I was like, what? No, I didn't play the Aragorn game. But now I'm going to go and find it and see if that will make me feel better, but apparently not, so there we go. Lord of the Rings Gollum.
It's Starfield, Scott. Bethesda's Starfield. We're going to be waiting years to see what this game even looks like. We got a teaser announcement at, I think, E3 2018. Is that correct, guys? Help me out, please. Alongside the Elder Scrolls 6, obviously. But all we know is that it's an RPG and it's set in space. And do you know what else is an RPG that's set in space? The Outer Worlds. And you know what? The Outer Worlds comes out in about a month's time. So my worry is Bethesda have a bit of a patchy history at the moment. The past couple of years hasn't really gone very well for them. Obviously, they had Fallout 76, which Rich loved, but no one else in the world loved. No. We had Fallout 4, which I loved, but no one else in the world seemed to love. And they've just kind of gone downhill, I think, because we've had a lot of other developers and a lot of other games kind of embrace what they used to do as a kind of single entity. We have a lot of people who kind of do Bethesda games now, kind of better than Bethesda, Obsidian included, and like I said, The Outer Worlds is coming soon, and I'm a bit worried that I might get my fill on space RPGs, and by the time Starfield comes around, whenever it comes around, probably on the PlayStation 5, I don't know what Bethesda's going to have to offer that would make me, like, that could really win me over. I hope they do.
Mate.
I don't want mods, okay? I want a really good story, and I want really good environments, I want really good gameplay, and I hope Starfield has all of that. But based on what Bethesda has put out recently, I'm just scared, man. I'm really worried. I think the Elder Scrolls will be fine because I'm going to love that regardless because I have so much invested in the Elder Scrolls. I don't have that same investment in Starfield, and therefore, what if it disappoints me? What if we wait so long and it disappoints? I feel like a disappointed parent, okay? I'm not angry at them. I'm just really disappointed at what they've been, at their behavior over the past couple of years, and I've given them a timeout, and they need to come back and impress me, and I hope they do, but I'm scared they won't.
I can hear you all already saying, oh yeah, it's Call of Duty, of course it's going to disappoint, it's going to be bad, it's Call of Duty. No. The beta for Modern Warfare was absolutely flipping brilliant. I won't hear. Yes, it was, Ewan. Scott agrees, we even played together. It was great. But Activision are royally putting their penis into Modern Warfare and they're just completely shagging it. Hey, and I'm worried that that's gonna. I'm not worried about that. I know that that's gonna ruin the game somewhat. Though things have started to change with pre-orders dropping, and they've acknowledged it. And they're like, oh god, people don't actually like this. But saying that, there is still a part of me that's gonna finish the Modern Warfare campaign because that's kind of what I'm buying it for the most. Though I really am looking forward to more multiplayer, and I'm just kind of worried that I'm gonna come out of it thinking, yeah, okay, because the other Modern Warfare games, the original trilogy, like I play the campaigns, and it's just like, yeah, cool. Like it wasn't something like say Black Ops that really stuck with me with the storyline and stuff. Just Modern Warfare, it was like, yeah, I'm shooting stuff as an army guy, cool. I want Modern Warfare to feel like the first Black Ops to me, and I just really want Activision to stay a bit more out of it, and I'm hoping they do. But I have got a lot of faith in Infinity Ward, but I don't know, maybe I'm trying to read into a campaign too much. I want it to be sort of gritty and hard-hitting and something that will really stick. So maybe my expectations are too high.
There's a lot to live up to.
But yeah, I have, like I said, I've got faith in Infinity Ward that they're going to do something really great. They're going to bring Call of Duty back to 2007, 2009, 2011 with the Modern Warfare trilogy. That was the prime time for the game, and I'm hoping they can bring that back. But as I said, modern Activision don't lend well to looking back to 10 years ago and sticking to that, because 10 years ago didn't make as much money as now.
You want to buy the same DLC again?
Yeah!
Do you want some weapons in a loot box, mate?
No.
Neither
Same
do
game
I.
again, mate.
Look at this man playing for the gifts.
Playing for the kids.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Now, if you want more chatty faces, why not watch through the rest of our playlist? But I just want to say a big thank you to the brilliant channel sponsors for voting on this week's chatty question. And if you want to join the vote, then why not consider hitting the join button and becoming a sponsor today? And we will see you next week. Bye!